See, now like the president is trying to overturn the results of the election and we're like not supposed to freak out about it. Don't get hysterical. He's just, trying to overturn the results and he's only one man. Well, and then, there's all those attorney generals from like more than a dozen states that are saying that it should be overturned too. Oh, and then now there's also 106 Republican House members who want this court case to go through and for the election to be overturned. But don't be paranoid, everyone. Don't be freaking out. It's just so many Republicans that when a Republican like speaks out against the election being overturned, it's national news. And we can do stories about each individual one because they're that rare. But you're probably just freaking out if you think that this is a bad thing that they're trying to overturn it. But no, there you have 106 House members. A significant portion of the entirety of Congress thinks elections shouldn't exist anymore. Certainly not if they end up with the other party being chosen. Interestingly, in that group of 106, there's 16 members who were just elected in the 4 states that they don't want to count, which means that they are saying that their elections were illegitimate and fraudulent. And yet they're gonna get sworn in. That's sort of weird. I'm sure they'll get past that little bit of hypocrisy there, Brett.
Well, that's it. They don't believe it either. So here's the 2 ways to really characterize this. If you're a genuine human being who wants to call things what they are, you say, all of these Republicans, 106 Republicans don't believe, none of them. It is my belief that none of them believe that this was a fraudulent election. One of the biggest daggers to the heart of that argument that they're making is what John said. Like, then resign, then refuse, have your election be a do-over. They don't want to do that. They're all banking that Biden will become the next president of the United States. And the strategy behind that is to then be able to say, well, this was illegitimate anyway. I'm playing service to my base who is rallying around Donald Trump. And now I get a rallying cry for 2 more years until I have to run again, which by the way, I've already started to. Like, that's them running. That is the constant election. And they are the ones who have faith that like, this will all blow over, but at least their base will like them after. There's 46% of Republicans in the House of Representatives who are silent. They're not saying anything. They are all, and so if you want to be the other way of characterizing this, and you're a Democrat, you can say those people are against Donald Trump. Get rid of them. They're evil. They're evil. Yeah. They're standing in your way. Those people want Joe Biden to steal this election, and that's what the 54% are banking on. There's only 2 Republicans in the House of Representatives who came out against this bill, and guess what? The fact about them is, they're outgoing. They're done with this. They're Paul Ryaning into the great, red hat wearing, bicep curling garage gym in the sky, where they can, the man cave of lobbyists, where they just get to be themselves and not have to deal with this crap anymore. Like that's
and that's where
the only ones who can come out and say something, saying they don't approve of this.
Exactly, and a couple of other Republicans scattered across different states, maybe an attorney general in one state and a secretary of state in another, and that's just about it. That's a little tiny handful, but again, we're being hysterical, being worried about what precedent is being set. And yeah, even for those who don't actually believe it, which is virtually all of them, and it's just, I need to say this so that the base will like me, but don't worry, I mean, it's not gonna actually change the results. So, but then when it doesn't change the results, what happens with all those people? They just go back to thinking elections are legitimate afterward? No, precedents are being set. This is not good. And it's not just randos, well, it is, but it's not just powerless randos. You've got Steve Scalise, minority whip. You've got Jim Jordan, top Republican on the Judiciary Committee, the chair of the Conservative Freedom Caucus, Andy Biggs. You've got Jim Banks, the incoming Republican Study Committee chairman.
Nerd.
And you've got, so that's all House members, yeah, exactly. But then you also have senators who are to varying degrees playing along with this too. You've got Ted Cruz, who wants to argue before the Supreme Court for the end of elections effectively. You've got little Marco Rubio saying, according to the left and their partners in the legacy media, the Supreme Court was the appropriate place to legalize abortion and redefine marriage, but it has no business taking up claims regarding a presidential election. And he's not good. I get it. It's like you're making it about abortion. No, and he's not even, Marco Rubio is such a little weenie that he's not even willing to come out and say, end elections, give it to Trump. But he wants the base to sort of think that's what he's saying, because he's saying the Supreme Court should take it up. He's not saying it was 100% fraudulent, it should be overturned. He's just weanily trying to get them to lump him in with the rest, but leave him enough of an out so if in a year he needs to pretend that he didn't go along with this, maybe he still can. This is like literally the worst position out of all of the Republicans because it's the most craven.
It's ticky-tack. I mean, Cruz's approach is the same. He wants to argue, but he wants to be the champion as well. He wants to be known as the champion, blah, 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 Supreme Court, blah, blah, blah. Defend the Constitution, blah, blah, blah. That's all he wants to say. None of them are saying, like, throw it out and do it over again. He's just like, I want to fight this. And he's banking on, what's he gonna do? Unseat Donald Trump? Ted Cruz is probably banking on Trump to sabotage himself in some way. Ted Cruz is rooting for Cy Vance Jr. to prosecute Trump and put him in jail so that Cruz and Rubio can be on record saying, like, I am championing what you want. But here, MAGA, the whole situation, let's look at what Trump actually did for you. Nothing. Bubkiss. All these people are using you. All of these people are using you to do what? The one thing they passed, tax cuts for the rich. That's it. They're saying, keep the states open. Keep the states open during all this. They don't care. They're all home. They're all clear. They're all fine. They don't care if you live or die. That's what's so sad about it. What you need to do is like advocate for the things we said in other videos and earlier in the show, which is, there are people out there who are progressive, even like liberal in the middle. There's some Republicans out there who are fighting to get you the intuitively smart thing you need when you're trying to avoid dying from a pandemic. And that's just like money to get by in the meantime. That's it. But this is so frustrating. Like, also, Marco, by the way, Republican appointed judges in every court have themselves said that the court is no place to take up any of these BS fever dream challenges that you're trying to say they should. So it's not
finds a way.
Yeah, it's not liberals. It's your own judges are like, no, man, this is crazy even for me.
Exactly. No, but this is all, none of it's real. It's whatever they wanted to. Like Ted Cruz is saying, so long as there are any doubts about the election, there can't be any nomination hearings for anything, not just like Supreme Court or just judges, for anything. But he was also saying that in advance of the 2016 election about Hillary Clinton, saying she should never get a hearing for any of her judges. So it's weird how, like, no matter what happens, the Democrats never get any hearings, but the Republicans can have them 3.5 days before the election. It's sort of weird. It's almost as if it's just the outcome that he cares about and not any of the arguments he's making. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.